Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. I'm gonna talk about a few other things as well, but I gotta start with this. The XRP community is fighting over the BlackRock and HBAR news being real or fake. So what exactly happened? What's really going on is this. This space has changed so much over the last couple of months. All it is now is infighting and tribalism. Everybody wants their cryptocurrency to be tied to everything, but it's not going to work that way. You know, everybody's so hyped up about this BlackRock announcement or that BlackRock announcement. What's really going on is so much bigger than BlackRock. It's bigger than anything you can think of. Because right now, in the background, a massive new financial system is being built out in real time. And it's going to take a handful of networks and a handful of cryptocurrencies to keep that massive network running. And once you realize that, you will start to understand how big this actually is. And everybody is still acting very childish. I say childish because this goes beyond the retail investor mindset. I've dealt with retail investors for a long period of time now. This is how great the crypto space used to be. There was a time when an announcement would come out. Let's say it was something that had to do with XLM. People from all the other crypto communities would congratulate the XLM community. Some of you remember that time inside of crypto. It could be an HBAR announcement and people would say, congratulations, Hedera community. Because that's how we used to get along. Now it's no longer like that. People fight over the simplest announcement. It doesn't even matter what it is. They will find a way to FUD on it and fight over it. And that needs to come to an end. It really does. There's new investors coming into this space all the time. Remember the day you bought your crypto, how excited you were buying crypto for the first time? These people are doing that right now, and they get here and all they're hit with is negativity, uncertainty, and people just talking to them like they are trash, like they're garbage for not understanding crypto yet. And that needs to end as well. You know, the best way I could put this is like this. Brad Garlinghouse from Ripple and Lehman Baird from Hedera just had a sit-down meeting not so long ago. You didn't see them fighting with each other, did you? You didn't see them arguing with each other, did you? No, because they know they're both working on the same outcome, the new financial system. And they're going to be working side by side all throughout the future. That's why they get along so well. I don't understand how people in the crypto space don't understand this yet. It's not about one cryptocurrency. It's going to be a handful of cryptocurrencies. Developed by the World Economic Forum and in collaboration with Accenture, this report highlights the transformative potential of wholesale CBDC in modernizing financial markets. So over 98% of the global's economies, central banks are researching, piloting, or deploying CBDC. And they're highlighting how the World Economic Forum is in collaboration with Accenture in pushing this ahead. And who is Accenture working with? Ripple. Standard Chartered joins forces with Visa to enhance cross-border payments. Another Ripple partner, helping Visa push it towards cross-border payments. You see how big this is, and it's being built out in real time right now. Ripple network governed by the members for the members, as shown below. The members include Bank of America, Standard Chartered, Santander, Neum, SCB, MoneyNet, In. And there's so many other members as well that are tied to NDAs that we don't even know how big they actually are yet. We will get that news as time pushes on. And this is what you're invested in. This is the machine. So I want to show you. Here's where you are. Policy subjects, the public. Policy propagandists. That's like the fact checkers and social media platforms. Anti-hate campaigners and such. Policy enforcers, national governments, selected scientific authorities, distributed policy distributors, UN, IMF, World Bank, the WHO, IPCC. Then above that, you see the World Economic Forum, the BIS, the Rockefellers, the central banks. Now, what I want to point out here is this. It's a big club, and you're not in it. But it's also a big club that you're invested in. And this is how you get rich. You're investing in what the IMF is looking at, what the World Economic Forum is looking at, what the BIS is working with, talking about Stellar and Ripple. And then you see all the central banks. The Fed is also working with Ripple. ECB, European Central Bank, working with Ripple. You see how big this actually is. And you're invested in this. You're invested in the machine. And that's how you will become part of the new 1%. And all you got to do is sit back and stay patient and wait for it to happen. Calm before the storm. XRP anticipating massive news. SEC versus Ripple case can end at any time. Now, in the last video I did, I showed you how Jeremy Hogan said this could push into 2025. But I want to take you back to when we got regulatory clarity for XRP. When did that happen? When we all least expected it. And it came out of nowhere. And I think this settlement is also going to come out of nowhere. One day, it's just going to happen. And that's why it's always important to be always holding XRP. David Schwartz, the dollar sort of aggregates demand for smaller currencies. And we see XRP playing that role. Here's David talking about stablecoins. Because I keep seeing people saying that stablecoin is going to be the XRP killer. Once Ripple announces or goes live with that stablecoin, that's the end of XRP. Take a listen to what David says.
In some digital assets, stablecoins are safer to hold if you can trust the issuer. So I think to that extent, it can be helpful because you still need liquidity. So if you imagine a dollar stable coin issued by JPM, and you have maybe some other dollar coins issued by companies like Circle, and everybody seems to be issuing a stable coin. And then you have stable coins in other currencies, because if you're not in the United States, a dollar coin is not really all that stable. You still need liquidity between those stable coins. And I think it's also important to remember that these stable coins have counterparties, and there isn't a universal counterparty. There isn't some counterparty that everybody in the world can have equal access to. It's going to have to be in some jurisdiction. It's going to have to be part of some regulatory regime. And so I think if the vision is this sort of open participation, this sort of internet of money, collateralized stablecoins will be players, but I think there will still have to be liquidity between them. And if you imagine dozens of stablecoins, hundreds and hundreds of markets is probably not going to be as efficient as going through some sort of assets that aggregate, like the dollar does today. The dollar sort of aggregates demand for smaller currencies, and we see XRP playing that role.
So you still need liquidity between all those different stable coins. Now, I did an XLM video for later today. You definitely want to check that one out, because that is exactly what I'm trying to explain, is that this stable coin, there's going to be a multitude of stable coins, but you still need something to move it, and you also need liquidity. That's where XRP comes in. This is what will happen to unlicensed money transmitters like Samurai Wallet. What do you think Ripple is securing money transmitter license across the world? And there's a lot of other unlicensed money transmitters out there, but little by little they will disappear. And Ripple is building the future through those money transmitter license. Eventually, XRP is going to run on those license. I look at them as rails. MiCA compliance deadlines. June 2024 for e-money token issuers and asset referenced issuers. December 2024 for CASPs, crypto asset service providers. MiCA is coming. And I think that's going to be the beginning to the end of all the hype. The hype is quickly going to disappear once MiCA comes, because I think every single country is going to adopt MiCA-like regulations, and they're all going to be rushing to do that at a very fast pace. You see the US already pushing in that direction right now. Putin to the United States. I can freeze assets too. 400 million worth. In a high-stakes legal move, a St. Petersburg court has frozen JP Morgan Chase & Company's assets in Russia. Why? VTB Bank, Russia's second largest, claims JP Morgan owes them $440 million. Breaking: House passes Russian frozen asset bill to release $300 million for Ukraine. This looks like it's going to be a back and forth thing moving forward. I'll keep an eye on that as well. Because, these real world events also play a factor in crypto. You see what happens whenever some big news drops. It either pushes crypto higher or pushes it lower. Binance founder CZ faces the possibility of 3 years in prison. We're going to have to wait and see what happens with that as well. Now, I want to talk about this for a minute. Vast majority of aspiring homeowners say they cannot afford the American dream. And what have you done? You invested in crypto. Maybe you want to buy your first house. Maybe you want to start a business. Well, it looks like the government wants to prevent you from doing that as well. Biden proposes historic capital gains tax hike. Biden is pushing for a 44.6% capital gains tax, the steepest since 1922. The move, part of a global trend with leaders like Canada's Trudeau. Ramping up taxes aims to tackle the soaring national debt. Critics warn this could backfire, stifling spending and worsening the economic outlook with potential austerity, rising defaults, and unemployment spikes. We are about to cash out some of our crypto. Maybe it's going to happen in the coming months, once we get into alt season, or shortly after alt season. But you have to pay capital gains tax, and now they want to raise the capital gains tax in the United States. Why? Well, first they tried to kill crypto, and they didn't succeed. So now they figure we'll just tax the hell out of crypto going forward. And people are just trying to get ahead. We got into crypto so we could break away from the broken fiat dollar, the broken paper dollar. And we know that crypto can make us rich very quick. And they still try to come after that. It's despicable what's going on in the United States. And then on top of that, they tax you. And then they don't even spend the money in the United States. Instead, they send it overseas, which I know is definitely, we all have the same idea. It's money laundering. And a lot of that money is coming right back to the U.S. government. The wealthy are building passport portfolios, collections of second and even third or fourth citizenships in case they need to flee their home country. This is also becoming a trend. People are opening citizenship in other countries. So if things get too bad in the United States, they just plan on moving out, taking their wealth with them. And, that's what's going to happen with these capital gains taxes. The wealthy aren't going to pay that. They're just going to move out of the US. And you know, when you're in crypto, people always said, do follow what rich people do. Follow what the wealthy are doing. Well, if the wealthy are doing this, I guess we should be doing this as well. But you know, I've seen people leave the US over the years that were invested in crypto. Some of them got stuck penniless in other countries. If you plan to leave the US, you better have a plan. A long-term plan is what I'm saying. And if it's not the US, maybe you're planning on moving out of the EU or the UK. You have to have a long-term plan. You know, these people that were cashing out crypto, they were moving to other countries and then buying a Lambo. And then they wonder why they end up broke. And then they want to come back home. You gotta have a game plan. Even when you're planning on exiting some of your crypto holdings in alt season, you gotta have a game plan. And you know, now I was giving it some more thought. I'm not planning on cashing out into the US dollar. And I don't even think that's gonna be a good idea at that time. Maybe Ripple stablecoin, or maybe some other option. Or maybe just continue holding your XRP and see what happens with utility. Because I also think 2025 is going to be the year we start to see utility drive the price. But until it all happens, you got to stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.